Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. There's no doubt that animals are incredibly intelligent creatures, not to mention highly unpredictable too, which is why some of these tales will be shocking. And on that note, let us get into 10 animals that saved people's lives. Number 10. Khan the Wonder Dog. In October 2007, 17-month-old Charlotte was playing in the yard of her family's Australian home when the family dog, a Doberman pinscher named Khan, began to snarl. A king brown snake, which is one of the world's most venomous snakes, was spotted near the house. Khan tried to nudge the toddler away, but when she didn't move, he picked her up by her diaper and tossed her a few feet behind him. The movement startled the snake, which lunged and bit him on the paw. Khan the Doberman risked his own life to save his owner's toddler from a snake attack, but after receiving antivenom, the Doberman made a full recovery. Number 9. The Kind Whale. When marine biologist Nan Hauser felt a 50,000-pound humpback whale nudging her during a dive, she was taken aback, as that's not typical behavior for a whale. She has said that she spent 28 years underwater with whales and has never had a whale so tactile and so persistent on putting her on his head or belly or back or, most of all, trying to tuck her under his huge pectoral fin. You might be wondering, what was the reason for the whale to do so? Well, the reason is quite extraordinary. When Hauser looked around, she saw that a 15-foot tiger shark was lurking in the distance. For no apparent reason other than pure kindness, the whale was trying to protect her from the shark by tucking her underneath his fin. Scientists believe this instinct comes from the whale's desire to protect its calves from predators. In Hauser's case, the whale potentially saved her life. And best of all, the entire encounter was recorded on camera. Number 8. Lulu the Loyal Pig. It's pretty well known that in case you suffer a major medical event, your dog will try and help you out, but no one expected it from a pig. Lulu was a birthday gift for a woman who didn't even want her, so the lady's mom took pity on the pig and adopted her instead. And boy, was she glad she did. When owner Joanne suffered a heart attack at home, the pig ran to find help, even though she had never been outside the fenced yard before. After attempting and succeeding in opening the gate latch, Lulu dove headfirst into traffic and laid down in the middle of the road to try and signal people to stop. When everyone ignored her, Lulu kept going back to the house to check on Joanne. Eventually, a man stopped and followed the brave pig home to see what the matter was. The rescuer found Joanne having a heart attack and called for help immediately. What was the reward for her quick thinking, you might wonder? Well, a jelly donut. Oh, and a free pass from being served as bacon, obviously. Number 7. Gorilla saves the day. Gorillas are incredibly territorial animals, which is part of the reason why it's so dangerous when people come in contact with them, either in the wild or at a zoo. This is also partly the reason this story is so mind-blowing. When a 3-year-old boy accidentally fell into the gorilla enclosure at Brookfield Zoo in Illinois, employees were waiting for the worst with bated breath. Giant gorillas can greatly injure or even kill fully grown men, so you can only imagine the damage they're capable of inflicting on a toddler. But thankfully, things that day took a different turn. After the little boy fell in, Binti, a 7-year-old female gorilla with a baby on her back, ran over to the boy and picked him up. Then, she carried him carefully over to the door of the exhibit so rescue workers could pick him up. Number 6. Lions to the rescue. In 2005, a 12-year-old Ethiopian girl was kidnapped by 4 men while walking home from school. We've heard this story far too many times to know it doesn't ever end well, except for this one time, when a pride of lions intervened to save her. A week after the kidnapping, the men were chased off by 3 lions who protected the girl until police arrived to rescue her. Police say they found the girl in shock and surrounded by lions. The beasts quickly scattered when the cops arrived. While she was bruised from being manhandled by the kidnappers, the lions never laid a paw on her. It is possible that this could also have gone very wrong had they not been dissuaded by her crying, which sounded a lot like when a baby lion cub cries. Either way, these lions should be celebrated as the heroes they truly are. Number 5. Sea lion saves man. California resident Kevin Hines knows that he's lucky to be alive after jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco in the midst of a severe bout of mental illness. On the 25th of September in 2000, due to bipolar disorder and serious psychosis, he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. Kevin was 19 at the time, and after leaping off the bridge, his initial thought was that he had made a terrible mistake. Miraculously, he survived, and despite his severe injuries, he managed to reach the surface of the water. When he resurfaced, he was fighting for dear life in the cold waters. Then, something brushed by his legs, and he thought it was a shark that had come to finish the job. He tried punching it, thinking it might bite him. However, this animal just circled underneath him, bumping him up. A passerby who saw the animal in question was a sea lion, quickly called for help. A rescue team was able to get to Kevin on time and pull him from the water, but it is doubtful that he would still be alive today had the helpful sea lion not kept his head above water. Number 4. Willie the parrot. Some parrots can mimic human speech, and usually it's just for amusement of the owners and their guests. But this time, the words were said in the right place at the right time. If it hadn't been for Willie the parrot, 2-year-old Hannah Kusk would have choked to death in 2009. Her babysitter, Megan Howard, who is also the parrot's owner, said that while she was in the bathroom, Willie started screaming like she'd never heard him scream before, and he started flapping his wings like mad. Then he started saying, "Mama, baby," over and over and over again, until she came out and looked at Hannah, whose face was turning blue. She then performed the Heimlich maneuver to save the little girl, but she says Willie is the real hero. The bird was later presented with the local Red Cross chapter's Animal Lifesaver Award. Number 3. The brave German Shepherd. Joe Stolniker adopted his German Shepherd, Buddy, when he was just 8 weeks old, and he taught him to retrieve the phone when he started experiencing seizure symptoms. If Stolniker blacked out or was unable to make the call, Buddy was trained to use his teeth to hit a speed dial button that calls 911. In 2008, the 18-month-old dog called the emergency line and began whimpering into the phone. Emergency responders arrived on the scene a few minutes later and found Stolniker unconscious, but after a couple of days in the hospital, he recovered. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2. This is a screen grab from a video uploaded by the K9 channel that proves just how well trained and quick on their feet these dogs are. The video was shot in a park. A man can be seen approaching the baby, but before he can make any unwarranted moves, the dog tackles him to the ground and the baby is safely able to get away. Number 1. Dolphins to the rescue. In August of 2018, Todd Endress was surfing at the Marina State Park in California when he was attacked by a great white shark. The shark went for the kill 3 times. The first attack was unsuccessful, and the shark only managed to hit him as he lay on his surfboard, but that was more than enough to announce the shark's presence. The second attack was not so forgiving. The shark bit into Todd's torso and part of his surfboard. It did not rip him open, but the skin was peeled off his back. It probably would have torn into Todd's internal organs if his stomach hadn't been pressed against the surfboard. Then, it returned for a third attack. This time, it targeted Todd's right leg. The shark held Todd's leg in its jaws and tried tearing it off. Todd fought back, kicking the shark in the head and snout with his left leg until it released him. Then, the dolphins arrived. They surrounded Todd, protecting him from further attacks as he swam back to shore. Despite all of this, he underwent surgery, managed to survive, and 6 weeks later was back on his feet surfing the waters. And that concludes our list of the 10 animals that saved people's lives. Let us know in the comment section below if there are any we might have missed out on. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon.